So our 2016 acr-e competition blue Viper is getting ready to be loaded and off to its new home. Vipers continue to be extremely hot. A lot of people really don't know what's going on behind the scenes with these cars, the kind of deals that are being made off market. And yeah, just last week on Bring a Trailer we saw an ACR Striker Orange, 30 miles, bring 286 plus the fee. There was a gunmetal gray with red stripes that just sold. It was listed at 309. A lot of buzz about the Voodoo that's going down to Mecum. That actually just got listed today with a no reserve. So up until this point it was a car that had a reserve, still no estimate. A lot of people expecting that car to break the bank, us being one of them. But another delivery mile, acr-e, which we took a ton of heat on, is headed off to its new home. And gotta be honest, if it wasn't for us trying to take a shot at the Voodoo down at Mecum, really was reluctant to let this one go. I think a lot of people are kind of sleeping on the Vipers, but obviously now getting a little bit more up to speed. These cars, believe it or not, especially the ACR Extremes, are nipping at the heels of the pristine Ford GTs. Obviously the Heritages are a different breed, but I think a lot of people in a couple weeks here, once we see what happens at Mecum, are going to be surprised what is actually taking place with these Vipers. And it's something we've been saying now for a while, took a lot of heat on, but we're ahead of the curve on a lot of things. I think you know, we're known for that at this point, and it takes some time for the market to adjust, the general, you know, public and population to adjust to that. And you're gonna see that, I think, moving forward here. Year of the Viper. It took a while for these cars to kind of catch on. Even for us, we kind of missed that first wave of price increases on them. And now what you're having is an influx of collectors who really weren't paying attention to the Vipers maybe a year or two ago. And as these cars continue to climb in value and in price, it's pushing out, you know, the Viper enthusiast, which I think is causing a lot of Viper fans and enthusiasts to get upset with them. But it takes a while sometimes for cars to catch on. You only have 900 total units that were built, ACRs and ACR Extremes, even less Extremes, because that number is including the ACRs and the Extremes. And now you're starting to see the big money collectors come into play on these cars. So if you're talking domestic cars, it's Ford GT #1, the Viper #2, but definitely nipping at its heels. And I would say the ZR1s, C7s, #3. Competition blue, no stripe, just a beautiful, beautiful color in person, especially go with the carbon, the black wheels. I think it looks a lot cleaner without the stripe than it does with the stripe. And to try to find an example like this is getting harder and harder to find. A lot of these cars obviously were bought under sticker at the time. Dodge really couldn't get rid of them. Guys tracked them, drove them, so to find one in this kind of condition, not easy to do.
You're good.
And only going to continue to go up in price. I don't think you're going to see these cars ever take a dive again. They'll either settle where they're at or continue to climb over time. Just got the Heritage in, a little quick update on the market. Kind of what we've been saying. The collector grade stuff continues to be strong, but the cars with some miles, not really collector grade, have definitely taken a step back. Big reason for that, I think, is guys that need financing, who want those cars, really don't want to make those payments, maybe can't make those payments. So, you know, the cars, collector grade, definitely going to be good investments, good cars to have an inventory like we do. But, you know, those, say, Z06s with miles, or maybe even the 350Rs with miles, anything that is really not collector grade, it had to take a step back. I mean, those cars were just doing crazy money for so long. But when you have cars such as the Viper, such as this GT 350R with 30 miles Heritage Edition, there's only so many that are out there. There's a large number. I think people don't realize how many collectors are in this game now, how much big money is out there for these collectors. And those cars, it's a supply and demand thing. This 350R Heritage right now is the only one on the market, so I really do think that the 350Rs will take another jump here. Probably a good time to grab one, which is why we did. But you know, the people who were saying the market's going to come down, the market's going to come down, yes, they're right with the cars that are not collector grade, but the collector grade stuff, even through the midst of everything that's been going on, still doing strong money and breaking records. BAT has been really strong, and I expect to see the same thing down at Mecum Kissimmee.